We're gonna start, I'm gonna pick, first of all, I'm gonna pick any color that you want. I'm gonna go, this like seafoam green, something like that. That's not very pretty for the camera. Let's pick something else. Let's go yellow. Yellow. Okay, so before we make the flowers, we're actually going to make a little bit of a box or a bin to put our scraps in. This box bin thing is gonna look like this, completely made out of paper, no glue, no tape, no nothing. We're gonna learn how to make this. And if you can make 2 of them, this is a fun little project. One can be bigger than the other, or if they're the same size, it works. You can fit them inside of each other. Then all of a sudden, you have this little present box. So we're gonna learn how to make that first, before the flowers. And as we go through, if you have any questions for me about my life, about what I'm doing, type it on up in the comments so I can read them, and then we can all have a good time. Okay, so first we're gonna take our paper. Now, I learned how to make this in 1st grade, and I still remember the story. Okay, I kind of remember the story, and I kind of filled in the gaps that I missed. So I'm gonna turn this camera down so you can see what I'm doing here. And we're gonna lay the paper down flat. Actually, we're gonna lay it down up and down, all right? So here's the story. There was this big party, and it was at a huge mansion that had huge, huge, huge doors, windows, you name it. And all the nicest people were invited. Now you had to be super nice, super friendly. So our 2 first guests were these tall, elegant, dressed to the nines characters. So we're gonna fold our paper like a hot dog. And do that, fold it over, as you can see, I'm folding it. And we wanna really crease this. Give it a good crease. And you open it up, and these are our 2 long, tall people. All right, so when these 2 people are invited, they show up to the mansion and it has these great big double doors. Hi, Mrs. Malone. Okay, so for the double doors, we're going to take each edge and fold it into that middle. We're gonna take the other edge and fold it into the middle. You're gonna crease those. Here we go. So we fold it into that line, crease it up and down, fold it into that line, crease it up and down. Now I'm on carpet here, or rug, so I'm just gonna come on over, or I can do it really tight here. We wanna get these pretty tight. Tight on either side. So we've got our big, long double doors. So the tall people showed up to this party, to these big, tall double doors, and they opened up the doors and had a warm welcome. Now, if you remember, only the nicest people could get in. So when the neighborhood bullies didn't get their invitation, they were very upset. Let's make those neighborhood bullies. I'm gonna take this paper and fold it the other way now. We fold it, we crease it, and now we've got 2 neighborhood bullies. So the neighborhood bullies showed up to this party, and they came to double doors. Let's make those double doors. We take one edge, fold it into the middle, and the other edge, fold it into the middle. So let's crease that. We go down, over, down, over. So we've got our double doors. Crease, 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 crease. Double doors. Now, like I said, these are bullies. They're not nice. So when they showed up, nobody let them in. They got so mad that they decided to bang this door in. So to bang this door in, we take the top of this corner and we fold it down. We see this crease here. I don't know if you can see this crease. We're gonna fold it down so it lines up. I cannot do this backwards. So it lines up with your crease right there. That crease lines up. We do that to each corner. Okay, so we fold it down, really give it a good crease. Turn it, fold it down. It helps put your finger in that crease side. And the last bit over here. And we've got our banged in door, right? They were still very upset. So, not only did they bang in the door, but they went to go pry it open. So to pry it open, we're gonna take the inner edge and fold it up. Try not to rip it like I just did. So we're gonna fold it over the tabs, and you turn it around and you fold it over. Again, good crease. We want a sturdy box. So now we've got the door that they're gonna pry open. And eventually they got it all the way open. And when they entered, the guests were scared. So when they came in, the guests were scared and they all huddled in each corner. Pinch the corner, pinch the corner. They huddled in the corners because they didn't know who it was. And they thought it was just the bullies. So they came over to the bullies and they said, they went over, they patted them on the shoulder, give that a good smush down, saying, next time, ask politely and we'll let you in. So that's my first grade story on how to make a box. It's super cheesy, but clearly it worked. I am now 24 years old and I remember how to make this. So this is gonna be our scrap box for our flower. Now onto the flower. I'll give you a little preview first. Ooh la la. Okay, so to do this, got my instructions. We're gonna take my paper. We're gonna take a piece of paper. I'm gonna choose maybe like a light blue pastel maybe color. Oh, that's a sequin green. Oh no, okay. I found it. Take my color. And I have my ruler. My makeshift ruler because I don't own one. I got my pen. I'm going to turn this down so you can see. So we have to cut a 2-inch wide strip. So I take my ruler and measure 2 inches from the end, mark it off. And then I measure 2 inches from the top, mark it off. And then I do 2 inches somewhere in the middle, mark it off. And then I can turn my ruler, find the dot, and I can make a big long line all the way down. You can do this with a marker or with a pencil, anything that you feel. The marker doesn't really get in the way. Okay, and then we cut. All right, here we go. If you have any questions about what we're doing or why we're doing it, or you thought my first grade story was hilarious, because I think it's hilarious, you know, comment away. Unless you're cutting, and then you're so busy that you can't ask any questions. I'm forever thankful that I'm a right-handed person, because all scissors come right-handed, basically. Very glad about that. Then I have your strip. We're gonna cut about 2 inches off. You can eyeball it, you can measure it, about 2 inches. You don't need this. Put it in your scrap box. Okay, so we have our strip, and now we're gonna take our ruler again, move this down. All right, we move it down, we lay our ruler up against the strip, and then we have to mark off every, what did I say? 1/8 of an inch? No, every 1/4 of an inch. 1/8 of an inch will take a very long time. So every 1/4 of an inch, you're gonna make a mark. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, all the way, all the way, all the way. Take your time. If it's a little not perfect, that's okay. Did you know that flowers are never perfect? They're perfectly imperfect, and I think that is beautiful because that means I don't have to be perfect when I make my flower. All right, we've marked off our whole strip. Take your scissor, and we're gonna start cutting on the marks. we cut and we leave about, I don't know, about 1/4 of an inch to the top right there. And you do that all the way across. You don't need to see me cut it, that's boring. You can see my face. Okay, so we're gonna cut and cut. So I don't know, a little bit about me. My name is Ruby. Shocker. I'm from New Jersey. Shout out to my New Jersey homies that are having a group chat right now on Facebook that is interrupting my video. Love you guys. I'm from Teaneck, so Bergen County, also known as ground zero of coronavirus. Not fun times. I moved to Arkansas, what was it? Two seasons? I don't know. It was August of 2018. I also graduated in 2018. Class of 2018 from University of Oklahoma. Boomer Sooner. I grew up in Teaneck. I think I already said that. I went to University of Oklahoma to continue dancing because in Teaneck, this is really hard to talk and do this at the same time. Okay. I went through public school and I did dancing on the side. I didn't do the whole like day program thing. Oh, how big is these? Are about 1/4 of an inch. Whee! 1/4 of an inch. Okay. Oh, hey, Betsy. I'm a New Jersey homie too. Yes, you are. Neighbors. I don't live in Teaneck anymore, but I still call it home, and I still say that my neighbors are my neighbors. Okay, so we've got this. Do we want to do the green stem? We want to do the curling bits. That's going to take. Okay, so if you have children, this is a great project for your young children because it takes a while. So it keeps them quiet for a long time. We have to curl these. So find your chopstick. I'm using a paintbrush because I don't have a chopstick. And I could use this end, but I find that the skinnier end works better. And what I'm going to do is, oh geez, I can't do this backwards. So I hold it up. I'm going to start on the end that's closest to the skinnier side and then work my way across instead of going the opposite direction. So I find this end. I curl it over the skinny part. I need to make sure that it's really curled in there and keep twisting and twisting. Oopsie, I already messed up. So you just go back. You twist and twist, and you gotta pinch and roll, pinch and roll, pinch and roll, pinch and roll until you get a little curl, just like that. Fun part, you have to do that to all of them. Now, I don't mind if you find that this is boring. I find it kind of therapeutic, especially if you're watching TV and you've got nothing else to do because we're in quarantine. Or, like I said, give it to a small child, and then they'll stay busy for quite some time. You can try to do 2 at a time, but I mess up a lot when I do that, so we're just going to stick with the 1. So we go 1 all the way through, all the way through, all the way through. Okay. Again, watching that's kind of boring, unless it's therapeutic to you. So I'm just going to keep doing it over here and talk to you, my homies. So back to my life. Went to Teaneck High School, did the whole public school. I went to None Better Dance Theater in Bergenfield, so that's about 1 town over. I did the whole dance after school thing. I went to summer camps. I went to this place called Kotzebue in Tivoli, New York. It's kind of in upstate New York a little bit. It's super quiet over there. It's on a farm, actually. It's like a farm that's been changed to be available to dancers. Martine von Hummel runs that space, and Stella Abrera is also really involved in Kotzebue. I also went to American Ballet Theatre Summer Intensive. I went to the New York summer intensive, so I commuted from Teaneck. I took a bus, and then I took a subway, and then I walked. And I did that every day for 5 weeks. It was a good time. I made a lot of friends, made a lot of connections. And then from there, I was wondering, because I was, leaving high school, I was wondering, do I want to dance professionally? The answer is yes. I had known since I was in 8th grade. I did want to dance professionally. Just what was the path for me? So I thought, I could do straight into company auditions, or I could do college route. So I kind of did both. I didn't really focus too much on the company auditions, but I was already in New York, so I was like, why not? I think I did Houston Ballet audition, and I got kind of far, and then got cut. But that's okay. I really do value education, so I wanted to do the college route. I wanted that experience. I wanted to have a possible backup plan in case I got injured, or I decided that after all this time it wasn't for me. I'm not there yet. So I did the college route. I'm very happy I did that. I made so many friends, so many connections. I got some amazing roles. I got to do my favorite role, which was my very last big performance, main stage. We do smaller performances too. Lenos was our last smaller performance, but it was set by Nelis Martin. So like it was not a small deal to us. It was like a big thing. But other than that, what was I saying? Main stage. I got to do Odette for my college performance. And like, how many people get to do that? Past high school, how many people get to perform a lead role like that? So I thought that was pretty unique. I wouldn't trade it for the world. I know I probably could have gotten to some other trainee program and then moved up from there, but I'm really glad I did the college route instead. Also, if I get hurt, or if, I don't know, companies end up folding because of Corona, then I possibly have the start to a backup plan. She made her box. Lori Pallone made her box. Good. Okay, I'm about like halfway done with this. It's exhausting. What time is it? 8:22. Okay. I have the magic of TV behind me, so I have a pre-made one already. So I'm wondering if I should maybe do that, because we still have to glue everything together. So why don't you guys keep rolling? Keep rolling your paper. And then when you are done rolling, after I've signed off, because it takes a while, then you can finish the rest of the flower. So I got about halfway there. It starts to curl. It's kind of fun. Feels nice. And now we have the magic of TV. Ta-da! It's here. So that's done. And now we need our green paper. Green. We're going to measure. It's so dark in here. I don't know if, I'm gonna turn a light on so I can see what I'm doing. Okay, now I can see what I'm doing. All right, so we have our green paper. If you're still rolling, keep rolling. I've clearly already cut into this. So we get our marker and this, and I believe it's another 2 inch. So we're gonna measure 2 inches, where am I? Oh, just a little bit off. So 2 inches comes to about here, comes to about here, comes to about here, at the very end, about here. Oh, where did my scissors go? Ah, they blended. And we cut this out. You can either draw a line or you can just eyeball it. I'm gonna eyeball it because I trust myself. Okay, green strip. You can either put this in your scrap pile or you can use it for later. I will not need this. This goes in my scrap box. Okay, got my green stem. You're gonna need your chopstick for this. So you start on one corner and you start to curl really tight. Again, curl, curl. Really try to get it in there, work it in, work it in, work it in. Like this. Kitty, I'm behind it. Yes, it takes a while. Okay, so we started to curl and push down, and then we uncurl. We take it out. So we've got already this, pre-curl situation. Time for the glue stick. If you're on a rug, don't get the glue on the rug. I'm gonna put, where did my extra green go? Extra green. Oh, you can't really see that. I'm gonna do this. Here we go, now you can see that. So we uncurl it, and then we're gonna glue. You wanna glue, glue, glue. Make sure you glue this out. Glue all the way down, all the way down, all the way down. Whole lot of glue. Go back to curling your paper. You can do the heavy edge or light edge, doesn't really matter. I don't know, do the lighter edge. And we start to curl over the chopstick. Now you might be thinking, but the glue is gonna stick to the chopstick. How is this gonna work? But we keep rolling. And roll and tight and tight and tight. Now, if your chopstick or whatever is not long enough, you can slowly edge it out to make space. So keep going, keep going. Roll, roll, roll. If you feel like it's not sticking, you can add more glue. I need to add more glue. So add more. And I'm still pulling it out because I've run out of space. Twist, 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 twist. All the way to the end. Ta-da! It didn't stick. All right, and we're just gonna add a little dollop right to the end to ensure it stays. Just like that. Okay, so now we have our stem. What did I say the next step was? I did this kind of in order. Uncurl and glue, curl all the way to the stick, wrap colored paper. Aha! Our colored paper, the magic. So we had to find, again, more glue. We take the long edge here, the flat edge, and put glue all over that. We want to be really heavy on the end, and then it can be a little bit lighter, but really get that first bit stuck on there. I recommend doing, I don't know, just like 5 inches or so, about half of it, before stopping, because the rest is gonna just dry out. Okay. So we find the tip of our stem, and we take the tip of the curl, and we want to line them up. How do I do this? So when we line it up, that means that the curl is going outward, and it is perfectly straight up. It's not to the angle or to the angle. We want it to be very in line with the stem. So kind of pinch that down in there. And then we start to wrap. So that's our first wrap. And then we keep going down the line, until, oh, mine is a little too tight. I'm gonna undo it a little bit. We wanna have some space so that the curls can breathe. So this diagonal situation. Leave some space, but also don't let the green show in between. Okay, I've come to the point that I stopped gluing. All right, it's a little bit past. It's approaching 8:30. I didn't know how long this was gonna last. It really took, depended on how much I wanted to curl, really. Okay, so keep adding glue, keep wrapping. Wrap on the diagonal. Wrap, wrap, wrap. Oh, reach the end of the glue, add more glue on that flat edge. Lori Palone, I'm a Jersey girl. Yeah, you are. We got that Jersey connection. Just a little FYI, nobody in Jersey calls it Joyzy, in case you thought that was a thing. It's not. All right, glue, glue, glue. And when you get to the end, really put a lot on that end. A lot on that end. Push it in. Curl, curl, curl. And then squeeze. Look at that. Hey, hey, hey. All right, and then we still need a leaf. Find your green. We're losing light. Okay. So for the leaf, we're gonna cut out, I don't know, about 1.5 to 2 inch rectangle. You can eyeball it or measure. I'm gonna measure it because I don't trust myself this time. 1.5 to 2.5 inches. Okay. We are really getting dark in here. I'm so tired. I don't have a table, so I was hoping that the shelf would help. Okay, so we found the paper, cut, and cut. Tiny little rectangle. For the rectangle, we're going to fold it like a fan. So we're going to do one edge over, just like that. And then we do the next edge, we fold it back on itself. So that we've got another fold, and we do it one more time. Just like an old school paper fan. Just like that. Now, we have to go the correct direction, otherwise this will not work. Lay your paper down so it gives a nice little letter M, and turn it, I guess, you could do an M like this. So it's, hold on, there's a certain way. I have to do it like this. All right, so it's side. Take your left hand, pinch it. Then you have to turn it down to face you. So I guess you could just pinch it this way, but there's a certain way. Pinch it, grab it, and then flip it to the right so that our folds are this way, and then the open edge is on this side towards your hand. Then we cut. Do not cut the flat edge. Cut next to the flat edge on the side. So you cut on the side, and then you can go over to a point, just like that. And you open it up. Let's see if I did this right. Haha. You have somewhat of a leaf situation. Now, it might not be perfect. It was a lot better the last time I did it. But flowers are perfectly imperfect, so it's great. Find your flower. Find your glue. We're going to glue the long edge right here. I like to put it on the glue stick and just push. And then in line with your diagonals, you're going to lay it. Okay. Lay it down. Actually, I can go a little higher up. And start to twirl it in the diagonal direction. Oh, did I do it the wrong way? I glued the wrong side. Ignore that. Glue the side so that it's the same side as the inside fold. All right, we've glued the correct side now. Now we wrap it. I'm gonna start on this side. Start up top, around, 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 just like that. You can pinch it. You can add more glue, because I need to add more glue. And then all of a sudden, you have this flower with leaves. Now you can make this rectangle bigger or smaller to your liking. This one had a bigger flower, or sorry, bigger leaves. And I think as a really nice Mother's Day present, you could put a little message in the leaf. So you can make this for a little Mother's Day bouquet of flowers. Now, like I said, it took a long time, but I have to finish this one now. So I will end up with a bouquet of flowers. Yeah, so that's our little project. These are paper hyacinth flowers. Beautiful from all angles. I hope you guys had a fun time. I know I was rambling about my life, but you know, that's kind of what I do. Thank you for interacting with me. Thanks for all of your little messages. I'm so happy you could join me. Next week when we do this, we're gonna move away from paper crafts for a moment, away from our boxes. Again, just a little reminder, I wonder, I have an idea. Let's make this. Okay, so I want, this is the bottom, I want this is the top. So I'm gonna put one inside of the other. I got my box. And then you can lay the flowers on top of the box. Oh my gosh, who came up with that? Very exciting. Please do that for Mother's Day, it'd make me so happy. But we're gonna move away from that just for next week. We might come back to paper crafts, and I'm gonna show you how to make little macrame. You can either make keychains or just how to make special knots with rope. So these are just some that I've done. I added a bead for this one. So we're gonna learn how to make different patterns, just like that. So that's what we'll do next week. Thank you so much for tuning in. I am so excited. There are definitely more people on here than I thought. I thought it was gonna be boring and I was gonna bore you to sleep late at night, but it's okay. Thank you for people on the East Coast too. Oh my gosh, it's an hour later there for you. Well, I hope this is great for you. It's great for me, and I look forward to seeing you next week. And tomorrow is Thursday. No, tomorrow's Thursday, so we have Sam's workout at 10:15 in the morning. So tune in for that too on Facebook Live. All right, well, thank you. Good night. If I can figure out how to turn this off. Here we go.